Morning Express with me, Robin Meade.
Big news breaking today on Showbiz Tonight. Sheer outrage over Sheen. The angry, explosive reaction today to Charlie Sheen's shocking plea deal after admitting he attacked his wife. Today's Showbiz Flashpoint, did Charlie Sheen get off too easy? Brand new, disturbing American Idol turmoil today. Randy Jackson's bombshell revelations. Could he also be getting the boot? The Bachelorette makes her choice.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
But come on, do you really think they're getting married? How many times have we heard that one before? Showbiz Tonight investigates. Bunchin's breastfeeding bombshell. The supermodel calls for a worldwide law forcing all women to breastfeed their babies. Say what?
TV's most provocative entertainment news show starts right now.
Hi there, I'm Brooke Anderson in Hollywood with big news breaking today. The worst case of celebrity injustice ever. Showbiz Tonight can tell you there was coast-to-coast outrage today over the virtual slap on the wrist that Charlie Sheen got after pleading guilty to attacking his wife. Yeah, and it came just in time for Charlie, who was free today, to get back to work on TV's biggest hit sitcom, making nearly $2 million an episode. But wait, there's more. Not only does Charlie not have to worry about going to jail, even the rehab sentence he got could happen so fast, if you blink, you'll miss it. Showbiz Tonight with the late-breaking developments today in the sheer outrage over Sheen.
My husband had me with a knife.
Charlie Sheen finally learns his fate for a horrifying Christmas Day assault on his wife, Brooke Muller, who accused him of holding a knife to her throat during an argument and even threatening to have her killed. Sheen's punishment? Jail? Not quite. Instead, he's been sentenced to hard time here at this A-list rehab center that's less Rikers Island and more Fantasy Island. Morning shows today were filled with outrage over Sheen's plea deal.
It's just not even within the realm of the most lenient of lenient sentences.
And Charlie?
How are you, Charlie? Great, how are you?
Walking into court on his judgment day, Sheen looked like a guy who just won the lottery.
You glad to almost have this over with? What do you think?
Showbiz Tonight can tell you the world is reacting with shock and anger today as Sheen once again escapes trouble unscathed.
Once again, Charlie Sheen has lived up to his nickname of Teflon Charlie.
Sheen's alleged Christmas Day assault on his wife of 2 years was a disturbing scene that clashes with the beautiful landscape of Aspen, Colorado, the A-list resort town where the couple owned a vacation home. It was here where the two had an argument that spiraled out of control and led his frightened wife to call 911.
Scared for my life, and he threatened me.
A police report claimed that during the fight, Sheen told his wife, quote, "You better be in fear. If you tell anybody, I'll kill you."
When the incident between the Sheens first came to light, it sounded extremely serious.
Sheen denied attacking his wife, saying he broke her glasses. Sheen and Muller reportedly are now in divorce talks, but his attorney says that she wanted the charges against him dropped. And that's what led to the sweet plea deal he worked out.
He's been sentenced to just 30 days in rehab, 30 days probation, and 36 hours of anger management.
Sheen has 30 days to serve his sentence at the Promises Treatment Center, where Sheen sought help in the 90s for his legendary drug habit. He spent another 93 days there earlier this year after the assault, and get this, that time might be credited toward the 30-day rehab stay required in his sentence.
All he has to do is check in and then check out.
Where are you going? I don't know. Someplace where the bottles are full and the women are empty.
Sheen's plea means he won't miss any time shooting his sitcom 2.5 Men and won't miss out on the estimated $1.8 million he makes an episode in a deal he signed after the assault. That deal makes him the highest paid actor on TV. Celebrity attorney Gloria Allred, who represented a former girlfriend of Sheen's, whom he was also convicted of assaulting, is also outraged today. She calls Sheen's new plea deal a travesty.
It was a serious, real-life, dangerous situation and should carry serious, real-life consequences.
But Sheen's attorney has a different take on it.
I will tell you that the people here drove a very hard bargain, so there's nothing easy about this sentence.
Sheen's weathered prostitution scandals, drug addiction, and now multiple domestic violence incidents, and he remains a very rich and very free man. And Showbiz Tonight can tell you it's a continuing escape act that some are starting to get tired of.
People are outraged over what they perceive to be a slap on the wrist for Charlie Sheen.
A slap on the wrist indeed. He really is living up to that nickname, Teflon Charlie. And that brings us to today's Showbiz Flashpoint. Did Charlie Sheen get off too easy? Right now in Hollywood, Midwin Charles, who's a legal contributor with In Session on True TV. Also in Hollywood, Debra Opri, who's a family law attorney. Okay, Midwin, I'm going to begin with you because the guy admits he assaulted his wife, attacked his wife. He pleaded guilty, yet here he only gets a slap on the wrist. The guy's going to be free and clear by Thanksgiving from the probation. To the Showbiz Flashpoint. Did he get off too easily here?
Of course he did. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I don't understand how many more women does he have to beat up before the justice system in California gets it together and recognizes that this cannot be tolerated.
Yeah, and I understand that is how a plea deal works. I realize the prosecutor was faced with many, many challenges in this case because Charlie's wife, Brooke, essentially wanted all the charges dropped. She wasn't willing to testify, but even so, Debra, out to you. Do you think he got off too easily?
Absolutely not. How can you get off too easy from a case that didn't have any legs? He was never going to get convicted of a crime. And the deal that the prosecutor took, it was an offer they couldn't and didn't refuse. They didn't have a victim who was going to testify against Charlie. Charlie was going to come across as the victim because she had the higher alcohol content. He had a 0.04. She had a 0.14. And from the testimony and credibility, listen, I think he was going to float to the top.
But here's the thing. He admitted he assaulted his wife, and granted, because he did that, the felony charge was dropped and it was only a misdemeanor, but it's domestic violence we're talking about here. That is unacceptable, Debra, and to think that he is free to go back to work, is free to make millions, relatively unscathed in a way, it's unreal to me.
I handle criminal cases. I've handled family law cases where domestic violence is always an issue. Domestic violence is inexcusable, but an assault, from what we understand, were two versions, and the truth is the third version. You have her saying he put a knife to her throat. You have him saying I threw glasses and pushed her. So, you know, what is the truth? The truth is the prosecution couldn't have a winning case, so they took this deal and they knocked it down to a misdemeanor because they didn't have a case. So he copped a plea to what? What good a deal is that?
When you want to jump in there, I can tell.
I do. I mean, one of the things that I'm surprised the prosecution didn't take into account is the fact that he has a history of doing this. And yes, I do get her point that they might have had a difficult time in proving their case, but there are so many ways that they could have made his punishment a bit stiffer, make the probation a bit longer, make him take anger management courses. You don't have any of that.
Yeah, only 36 hours of this domestic violence evaluation and anger management, only 3 months probation.
I call that a ha-ha.
Yeah, I got over. Slap on the wrist. I'm not affected. Oh, brother. All right, I got to move now to freed former jailbird Lindsay Lohan, who's now sitting inside a rehab facility. That rehab facility apparently at the UCLA Medical Center. But we are hearing from her in a brand new interview revealed today. Before Lindsay was locked up in jail, she shot the cover of the September issue of Maxim magazine, had this to say: I am feeling strong. I've experienced a lot in my life, and my mom has given me a lot of faith. This too shall pass. And she chalked up the past 12 months to, quote, another year in a lifetime of living and learning. I gotta say, wow, Lindsay has found some religion. Amen to that. I hope the girl's being honest and that she's truly doing some soul searching here. But Midwin, actions speak louder than words. And so until I see it, I'm going to have a hard time believing it.
Hey, I agree with you. I mean, one of the things that you can really take from her statements is that she perhaps gets it, is trying to do the work that it takes to get better and have a career and have a future ahead of her. But like you said, we have to see those actions taken so that she can get to where she needs to go.
Yeah, Lindsay, so young, only 24, still got her whole life ahead of her. Lindsay, now's the time. Dig in, girl. Change your life for the better. All right, Lindsay will have more than enough time, as we know, as she sits in a court-ordered rehab for the next 90 days to think about what her future life choices are going to be. Meantime, Charlie's 30-day jail sentence really just means checking in and out of a posh rehab facility. That leads us to our great Showbiz Tonight debate, Charlie versus Lindsay. Who got off easier? Midwin Charles, Debra Opri, don't go anywhere. All right, before we even get to that debate, we want to hear what you think about it. It is our exclusive Showbiz Tonight poll, Charlie Sheen versus Lindsay Lohan. Who got off easier? Who do you think? Vote CNN.com/Showbiz Tonight. Email us, showbiztonight@CNN.com. Okay, I have got to move on to another big story making news today. Is the future of American Idol in trouble? Disturbing new American Idol news breaking today. Randy Jackson, the last judge standing or sitting on the show. The startling new reports today that his judge job could be in jeopardy.
Oh my gosh.
She said yes, but will Allie and Roberto make it to I Do? I cannot believe there are people talking smack about one of my favorite TV shows today, The Bachelorette, a joke? To all you haters out there, bring it on. And Giselle's breastfeeding law? The supermodel's outrageous demand today that moms should be forced to breastfeed their babies. Say what, Giselle? This is Showbiz Tonight on HLN News and Views. And now the Showbiz News Ticker, more stories from the Showbiz Tonight newsroom making news today.
Do you have any place to stay tonight? Don't you dare lie to me.